wants to be ostracized? Who wants to be like outcast? Who wants to every day contend with the negative and the frowny faces and the isolation? Who wants to do that? Hey, Stefan. But I wanted to encourage us to dare to swim upstream. Dare to go against the grain. Here's why. Let me talk about the salmon, right? They swim upstream. Why? They swim upstream for the purpose of spawning, for the purpose of reproducing. For the purpose of reproducing. That's why they swim upstream. The water is cleaner upstream. The water is calmer upstream. The water is more conducive for productivity upstream. I'm going to let that simmer for a minute. It's more conducive for reproductivity upstream. This is very interesting. So herein lies for me why it spoke to me specifically. I was talking to my Aunt Tony here. She's on the line. I was talking to her and I was saying how I have never I started reflecting on my patterns. I have this confession. I have never worked retail, and I've never worked like fast food. You know how you growing up, you get your first job, it's maybe at TJ Maxx or Burger King. I tried to get me a job at Burger King because I was a kid. I just loved the Burger King. Have it your way. Whopper with cheese, no onion. Okay. Mix my onion rings and my fries in a large Dr. Pepper. It's still my order since I was 8. It's still what I want when I go. I just get a smaller one now. I don't get the big one. I get the small Whopper Junior. But the same thing. Try to give me a job. They wouldn't hire me. And I'm like, why do you need experience? This is the experiential job, but this is what I would get. Never had those kind of jobs. And I'm not knocking it. I wanted it. I tried. I never could get it. But these are the things that I've always done. I've always been a little off the grid. So I did tutoring. I taught adults how to read. I was certified as a literacy coach at 12. And so that's some of the things I was doing. At 12, I was teaching grown folks how to read. Burger King. Right, Burger King. Did I say that aloud? I always be messing around. I forget about my inside jokes and I end up letting them be out. But yes, Burger King was my place. So I did that kind of stuff. I did tutoring. I had, babysitting gigs, but I was doing babysitting as 3 kids at a time, 2 and 3 families with 2 and 3 kids. So per kid, top rates, and in that babysitting, it was tutoring, it was educational. I brought that to the table. Even as I got older, I did things like one-on-one help with tutoring. I did, and as I got older, I taught dance. A church in the Baltimore area. Not my church at the time, but a different church. They wanted a dance ministry, but they didn't have anybody to lead it. They did, but I don't know. For some reason, they wanted someone else to kind of organize it. And they wanted a drama ministry. Okay. So I would do stuff like that. I taught at our school of ministry. I did different things that were sometimes income generating, but I've always been, and my friend Shirley, who's on the line, she said this to me, unconventional. And I didn't understand it at first, but I get it. What does that mean? There was something inside of me that had the capacity to swim upstream, to go against all my friends worked at the Burger King, the McDonald's, all of them. That's what they did. And I did not. I couldn't get there. And so as I look over the pattern, I'm like, nothing really has changed too much. There's still this unconventional approach to life. And here's the thing. I've always been a dreamer. Many of you are dreamers. You have thoughts in your mind that you started as a child, things you gravitated to, right? Whatever that may be. You had a dream or dreams, plural. And some of you have dropped the ball on it because, life happens, right? You got in the ring, because I'm your coach for Sunday coaching, got in the ring and you was like, yeah, this ain't for me, y'all. I'm all right. Let me go over here to up the road. And you kind of let it go. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, life happens, and sometimes you do have to shift course. And sometimes dreams are more like fantasies, and you have to leave the fantasies and get on with, things. I get that. But there are some things that won't leave you alone, that still come back to mind, that still haunt you. And these are dreams. These are dreams. But herein lies the rub. No one reaches that dream. No one accomplishes that. No one ascertains. No one puts their hands on that dream unless they're willing to swim upstream, because the dream is the baby. It's what you're producing. But in order for you to get to that place of reproduction, you got to be willing, bold enough, courageous enough to swim upstream to the place where it is conducive to reproduce. Why is it conducive upstream to reproduce? Because the waters are calmer and cleaner. Think about it. Naturally speaking, when you have a baby, the hospital room, ideally if you're having a baby in the hospital room, some of us been born in other places. But if you're in the hospital room, then the space is clean, sterilized, because the baby is very sensitive and easily impacted by the elements. You got to be in a space that's cleaner, right? Downstream, aka city life, where everybody goes, everybody congregates, the water is troubled. There's much more people there. It's not as clean. There's less food because everybody's trying to get the food. It's hard living in the city because it's very competitive, because everybody is the best technician. Everybody is the best social worker. Everybody is the best, computer programmer. It's a lot of competition. Everybody's in the cities, all congregating. A little less clean, pollution, same concept, right? So your baby may not be, you need to take it to a more sterile place if you're going to give birth there. It's calmer. All the commotion, all the people, all the crabs in the barrel, it creates a lot of waves. And what happens with that, even if you produce in that environment downstream, it's very much more likely for your eggs, your dream, to be washed away, to become dissipated, to become diluted, because there's so much going on. It's easy for it to be washed away. You got to go upstream where the waters are calmer and more conducive for reproduction. It's kind of like when you decide to kind of, start maturing and growing up a little bit. You start, some of the old ways are not let go, or some of the old friends, they ain't really trying to go nowhere progressive. They're not even trying to grow mentally. They're not trying to be exposed to nothing. And if you are, then before you know it, you kind of move from the highly populated area and you start to go up. You start to ascend. You start to go to higher ground mentally, right? And there's less people there, right? The air is thinner up there. But it's all a part of the plan if you're really trying to be a productive citizen or a purpose-filled or purpose-fulfilling individual, that your life has value and purpose to it, right? You got to go upstream. You got to dare to dream aloud by going upstream.